Kate, you want to start? Anna, go ahead.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. And so first, can I tell me your name?
Okay. I'm Erica Altamira.
And so, where are you from?
I'm from Philippines, in Rizal.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Okay, who's the next person?
I cannot hear you again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
I was just wondering how old you are.
I am 32. I'm coming 33 this November 14. Oh, actually, that's next week.
Go on.
Have you lived in the Philippines your entire life?
Yeah, I've been living here since since my mom gave birth to me.
What do you do for a living?
Okay, so I work as an SEO specialist in a foreign or in an American-based company. Our office is based in Los Angeles, California, but we have our operations here in the Philippines.
I have a question of my own. Can you
Okay.
explain a little bit what your job entails? Because I hear it's a very interesting kind of job that you do, and it's very unusual. There are not that many people who do what you do, at least not people that we know. Could you go into that a little bit?
Yeah. Okay. So SEO specialist is we are the one who is responsible for the ranking of websites in search engines like Google. For example, if you're going to like search in Google search result, the result that will be provided by Google, the first company or the first website that you'll find on the once the question is being uploaded, we're the one who's responsible for that. So we optimize the website for it to be Google friendly or search engine friendly, so that we'll be able to reach the top one or first rank in Google.
I don't think that many people know how that works. We just Google stuff all the time. Just
Yeah,
write things on Google and stuff magically appears, but there is something that goes behind it, and you're behind it. So that's
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
Have you ever been in Norway?
No, I haven't been in Norway.
Do you want to go to Norway?
Yeah, yes, I do want to go to Norway. I actually have a relative in Norway. It's on my father's side. I just don't know where they are living in Norway, but I know that they're somewhere there. I can't hear you.
Do you have children?
No, I don't have any children yet.
Guys, you have to ask questions like what, who, where, when, so that people have more to say. There has been a lot of good questions. Yes, no questions.
Where and how did you get your education?
Okay, so in education here in my country, we actually have three category or what they call it? Yeah, three education. First is the um, primary, secondary, and then tertiary. Primary is what we called as when you were from the ages 5 years old up to 12, and then secondary would be when your age is between 12 years old up to 16, and then the tertiary or the college education is when you're from 16 years old up to 21 or 20. So I've got my education in a public school when I was in my primary and secondary. And then I was in a private when I was in my tertiary or in college. And then I took nursing as my degree in college or in my tertiary. I'm actually a registered nurse right now. I took the board exam and then passed it.
That's excellent. And I feel like the past couple of years, nurses have been more and more needed, and they should be acknowledged and admired for it. That's excellent to hear. So, can you talk more about the education system in the Philippines? I want you to tell them, for example, if a person wants to go to college, does it make a difference whether they come from the public sector or the private sector? Like you were talking about the primary and secondary, does that have any sort of influence on how much further they can get?
Yeah, actually, based on my experience, because when I was studying in my primary and secondary, I was always in a top section of our school. So I was on the first class always. And I don't know if this goes for the other students who came from public schools in their primary and secondary. Because when I went to college, it felt like, for example, if you have, or if I remember one time I got like a 79 score as a grading score, and I feel ashamed of myself because I've never got that score when I was in secondary and tertiary. In primary, I always have a high score, but then when one of my schoolmates in my college school has a lower grade than I am, and then she's okay with it, and she came from a private school, so I was like, oh, it's okay. But I also knew that there are also some students who went into private school in their primary and secondary educations, which also has, or we can say like they're also smart, but they're I think it goes the same whether you're let's say from a poor family or from a well-established family. It just depends on how smart you are. But of course, the one who has money has the edge because they can go wherever school they wanted because they have the money. And then it can also happen that when you pass the board or the exam, entrance exam in college, and then one student who doesn't pass the entrance exam but they have the money, the admin of that school can just take the spot, your spot, and give it to the one who has money. So yeah, it's kind of unfair, but it is happening because one of my mom's friend who's a lawyer told us about that, and it also can happen if you're taking a board exam. So yeah, it's kind of sad, but it's happening.
I think you can speak a very fluently English, and also if you can learn other languages, what kind of languages do you want to learn?
Okay. Actually, aside from English, I'm trying to learn Spanish right now. I have an online app that I'm using, and then I also have the. I'm actually enrolled in online school, and I also have modules and then listening up. So I'm trying to learn Spanish language, but it's very delicate and it's not that easy. So yeah, one reason is that because my boyfriend is a Puerto Rican, so I need to learn Spanish just to respect their culture. So yeah.
Are you interested in politics? And if you are, when did you first go into it?
I'm actually not interested in politics, but I've been always in a role, kind of role in when I was in college. No, not in college, in my secondary school. Because in school, there's a voting that can happen in the class. Like they can vote who's the president, who's the vice president, the secretary, and the officers in charge. So I was always in one of those roles, and I can remember that most of the time my role is vice president or the secretary of the whole class. But yeah, because I believe that even if you're not in the politics, if you want to help others, you can. And in here in our country, politics is a very crucial or it's a very complicated thing to do. So yeah.
So what kind of country do you want to go if you have a chance?
I actually do want to go to any part in Europe, but mostly I'm planning to get my US visa, and because I'm planning to go to US because that's where my boyfriend is living right now, but he'll be here next month. And then other than that, and also if you have the US visa, it would be easier to have another visa, like for example in Europe and other country. But I also want to go to London because of the castles. So yeah.
All right, let's see who's next.
What other countries have you been to?
Yeah, okay. So I've been to Asian countries. I've been to Taiwan, to Malaysia. I've also been to Singapore and to Hong Kong. Supposedly in 2019, if I'm not mistaken, I have a trip going to Indochina, which includes Bangkok, Cambodia, and Laos. But pandemic happened, so it was canceled. And I also have a plan to go to Bali. So yeah.
Is it a lot of sexism in the Philippines, and is it safe for women to travel alone there?
I think yeah, it is a bit safe, but I believe that it just depends on which area you'll be going. Um, because I've experienced traveling alone last year. I went to Boracay at the time, and it's kind of safe. You just have to be brave enough to do that. But also, as I was traveling there, um I also experienced some, let's say, just sexism because some of the, and it's sad because it's local who's doing that. Some of the locals would be like asking, it's like catcalling, but not really, in a subtle way. And then you will not realize it not until you're not with them anymore, because it happened to me last year. I just realized it when I went back to the hotel, and then my friend was they were so angry at that time because I don't realize it because I was focused in doing my activities. But yeah, just next time, or if you're traveling alone, you have to carry with you like for self-defense, anything that you can use for self-defense. So yeah, and you have to be aware as well of other people in your surroundings, so you'll be able to notice it or to realize it before it's already happened to you, because when you're not there anymore, you'll be asked, this is this really happened to me, or am I just imagining things? So it's better to be sure and to be aware of the surroundings that you're in, even though you're already, or you're also local in there, because they see you still as a traveler. So yeah.
Can you talk about how, like, if it's a lot of criminals in the Philippines, and how, like, the uh, government, like, decide their punishment and how their punishment is?
Okay. Before, I think because we have a new president right now, but before this president, there are a lot of killings happened before because of the drug war. And I've already like discussed this with Poliana before as well on our last year. Yeah, there's a wide range of killings because of the drug wars, and the president at the time was so strict when it comes to drug war. So also because some of the politicians are they're also include, or they are also one of who's doing drugs. So they're trying to kill those who are under them so they'll be safe. And then that's what happened last year. But right now, since the old president was already, he's not already the president right now, so I hope that the killings would be lessened. But the problem here is the drug addicts would be, they will not be afraid anymore because the new president, we're not seeing him that he's strict, because we're actually not seeing him because he's focused more on the agriculture. He's focused on the betterment of the Philippines. So we don't really know if he's also focused on other, or like on the criminal side that is happening in here. He doesn't really know about that. But we know that he's focused on the agriculture and then the other establishments in here. So say I think just last 2 weeks ago, there been like a news about being raped, and then being shot on the street. So it's scary right now because a lot of drug addicts and those who's involved in the drugs for the past 2 years, they're starting to be present, or to let other that they are there. So yeah, they're making others known that they're still there. And we doesn't hear anything about, or any news about that the president is like he's doing anything for it, because he's really very very silent. So that's what in here a lot of people are arguing if he's doing anything or nothing, because he's not present in social media, or he's not in every news, not unlike the previous presidents as well. But it's too early because his term is just started, so it's too early to tell. However, it would be much better, or it would calm down the people if we're seeing him more often than not.
Is it legal to be gay in the Philippines, and do people accept it?
No, it's not illegal. It's okay because it's the person's preference. So, but way back, I think years ago, it's not very accepted. But recently, because the gay community or the LGBTQ and plus community is fighting for their rights, so slowly, peoples are accepting it already. Also, there is one politician, if I'm not mistaken, he's a mayor in one of the provinces here. He's gay, and he's very visible in social media. So he's showing his boyfriend, and it's very accepted as long as that person is a good person. Like he's doing a lot for his community, so the people in his community or under him is accepting it because his governance is not being affected by who he is. And then for example, I have friends who's gay, so it's okay as long as you are a good person. So I think people it doesn't bother people anyway or anymore now than before. So yeah.
How did you meet Poliana?
Okay, so I meet Pollyanna in internet before. It was so funny because I think his friend, she is a friend of one of my exes. So she's a friend of him, and then I was so paranoid at the time because that ex of mine was he's having a lot of relationship than I am, and we are LDR. So I knew that he's also like meeting someone from where he is. And then I met Pollyanna, and then I asked her if he knew him or if she knew him. And then she told me that she doesn't really knew him in person. And then I told her my story. And then sometimes, if I'm not mistaken, sometimes you're talking to him, right? So yeah, and then we became friends. So yeah, that's it. And then I also received some advice from her before with regards to that ex of mine. So, yeah. But right now I'm okay. I'm okay now.
It's funny because usually like when I add people on Facebook, sometimes I add them. I don't know exactly who they are, but I will
Yeah.
add them to that specific account where you know me from, because that's when I was acting. I told them about this before. I did some reality shows and things online. So I added people as that person that I was portraying on online. So I added lots of people. And then when you came to me with your concerns as a woman, and we have a lot of girls here in this class, we have one boy, but we have a lot of girls. We have a lot of girl talk where we discuss different things that it wouldn't be like how do I put it? It's not English related, but it's
Yeah.
human related. It's
Yeah,
about
that's
we go through things like that.
yeah, that's true. That's true. And I'm also I think I'm also glad that it happened because I was able to meet you. So yeah.
So I don't know if they have any more questions, but I want to thank you so very much for doing this. Do you guys have any more questions? All right. So but I'm really glad that you got to do this with this group, because I've been telling them that it would be so lovely for them to talk to somebody who has English as a second language, who has experiences that can share with them. All right. So they have a question for you.
Okay.
What is the best part of living in the Philippines?
Okay. I think I have to answer to that. Two parts. Okay. When I was younger and I like partying, I would say that the best part is when you were living in Manila. That's the center of the Philippines. There's a lot of party going on there, a lot of malls, parks, nightclubs or bars, pubs. So when I was younger, I used to say that thing, but now that I am older and I would prefer staying at home and rest, I would say that I think the best part would be not in the center, but near the center and near in the middle of the center and of the provinces, because it's a lot quiet. It's more quiet, and then the air is more fresh because there are a lot of tourists, and it's also more colder here than in Manila, and there's no noise pollution. So yeah, so right now I love where I'm staying. So maybe the teenagers would say that it would be in Manila because they are young and they love to go around, like go to mall, to party and all. But when you're in like mid 30s, maybe 28 up to older, they'll say that they love areas in province like areas. So yeah, because most of my friends prefer in province like areas. Like all of my friends were living in Cavite, where is away from Manila. So,
I'm going to pull out a map after we're finished with this, and we're going to look at these places that you're talking about.
okay.
Thank you so very much for doing this again, and we'll stay in touch and make sure like that you don't disappear. It's a good thing that we have social media because I can always
Yeah.
see you always travel to beautiful places, beautiful travel
Yeah.
photos. So where can they, like, can I put a link to your Instagram for them to?
Yeah. Okay. Let me chat it in here. Hold on. With my Instagram. Mm-hmm. Hold on a second. Hold on. Cannot find my.
If it's the same one that I have, I can put it
Yeah.
on here.
Yeah, it's the same.
All right. So thank you so very much for this, and we'll stay in touch. And it's been very educational for them to hear firsthand from somebody from the Philippines. You guys say goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.